Hello everyone, happy Tuesday, happy May the 4th, and happy new catalog day. Who's excited? It's been a great day and the new annual catalog has officially launched and it is amazing. I hope you agree. There are so many fantastic products in this catalog. And tonight I'm going to share just some of them with you. As demonstrators, we're allowed to pre-order some products, but not all. So I have a really big order coming, hopefully by the weekend. So I have time on the weekend to play with it. But I am so excited about this catalog. The new ink colors are gorgeous. New suites are stunning. I have a new monthly online class that's coming. So I just have lots to tell you and I'm super excited about it. So let's see who's here. I see Colleen and Violet and Bonnie and Deb and Kelly. My iPad right now is currently dead. I'm waiting for it to recharge enough that I can turn it on. My son borrowed it. Big mistake. Let the kid borrow the iPad and he didn't plug it in to charge. So it is thinking about starting. So we'll see how long it comes up or it takes to come up. But in the meantime, I can see comments on my phone while I'm facing you. And then I'm going to have to flip it. So I won't see your comments for a few minutes. But once it comes up, I'll be able to follow along the comments on my iPad. So who's excited about the new catalog? Do we love it? Yes, Kelly. So many awesome things. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Wendy. This catalog is, hi Violet, how are you? Hi Arlene, thank you all for joining me. Hi Jen. There's so much. I don't even know where to start. It's a good thing we're only limited to certain things to pre-order because then I at least have somewhere to focus. Otherwise this video would probably be 3 days long of me showing you all the new stuff. So I am super excited to share it all with you. Hi Laura, hi Sue. Thanks for joining me. All right, so let's get to it. My iPad is still thinking about it. That's okay. Hi, Sue. Oh, the new ink colors are gorgeous. I'm going to show you them right now. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining me. All right, so we're going to get to it. This is going to be a long one, so grab yourself a drink, get comfortable. I have so much to share with you. I've got 4 make and takes to show you. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 product suites, 2 bundles, and just a whole lot of good. All right, are you ready? Let's get to it. I'm gonna flip the camera, look away for a sec while I get it all set up, and we will be good to go. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm a little crooked there, but that's all right. Okay, so first, let me tell you that I have an ordering special happening in honor of the new catalog. And it's kind of a different one. So typically I offer a free pack of embellishments or whatever. And I thought because this catalog, did you notice that one of the first things I noticed was in the Stampin' Rewards section, there is an awesome pack of designer paper. That does not happen very often. This is a mega pack of paper. It's got 12 different patterns. So with your order of any size, you'll receive a free double share. Okay, so you're going to get 2 6x6 pieces of each pattern in the pack free with your order of any size using this host code. Okay, now you have to place your order by Friday at midnight because I'm going to close it out on Saturday. But any orders that are placed using this host code between now and then will receive a free share of that awesome paper. Okay, all right, so the host code is in the video description. It's also on top of my grid paper once I move all this stuff out of the way. Okay, so let's talk about the new ink colors. They are fantastic. Hands down, best set of ink colors we've had since I became a demonstrator 11 years ago. I love every single one of these colors. Usually there's one ink color that I'm kind of on the fence about. There's not a single one that I am on the fence about here. They are fantastic. So let's talk just briefly about them. I've got some, not all, of the ink color products that are available. There's a huge assortment of ink color products this year, which I love because we're all about coordination, right? So we have Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, and Fresh Frisia. So there are the ink pads. They are available in a set, okay? One single item code will get you all 5 of the ink colors. I'm gonna set those aside because I'm gonna be using them tonight. We also have Stampin Blends in every single one of the ink colors, which is awesome. Now I wish these came in a set with 1 item code. That would be a whole lot easier, but they don't. So they're sold in 2 packs, a dark and a light in each shade. Okay, so that's the Stampin Blends. We're gonna get those out of the way. This room is going to be a total disaster by the time I'm done tonight. And then of course we have our coordinating ribbon. Now this ribbon is so yummy. It's super soft. It ties like a dream. So some of you may remember a couple of years ago, we had some celebration ribbon that was similar to this, and it sold out in like 3 weeks because it was so fantastic. This is very similar to that ribbon, okay? It ties up just beautifully. It's got a lovely sheen to it, and it's just stunning. So, and of course, it comes in each one of the in colors. So we've got Evening Evergreen, and Soft Succulent, and Pale Papaya, and Polished Pink, and Fresh Freesia. So pretty. So that is the ribbon. Then of course we have our cardstock. Cardstock comes in both assorted packs and in single color packs. Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, and Fresh Freesia. Okay, and then we have the gorgeous new Designer Series paper. So this is the Color Family packs, and these are available actually as part of my Designer Series paper share. So if you haven't gotten in on that, last day to order is tomorrow. So if you are interested in getting in on the DSP share, you can pick and choose the DSPs that you like. I run my shows a little bit differently from a lot of other people. Many other demonstrators just do, you get one of each pattern in the catalog. I allow you to pick and choose the ones that you like. Okay, so that is pinned to the top of this page, and if you would like to order, there's a link there to order, and you can order by midnight tomorrow and still get in on this round. Okay, so this is one of the options in there. So our new Color Family packs have these beautiful new patterns. So we've got sort of a plaid on one side, and I don't even know what that is. Looks kind of regal to me. And then we've got sort of a grid, and I don't even know what that, I don't know what to call these patterns. They're just pretty. So, and of course you get, in the in color pack, you get 4 of each pattern in each color. Okay, so that's the Designer Series paper. And then we have these beautiful ombre gift bags. Now these are adorable. Now you can cut these up actually and use them as paper on your cards if you don't want gift bags, but I love the ombre. Look how gorgeous that is. And these come in a pack of 20. So you get 4 of each of the 5 in colors. Okay, so those are the ombre gift bags. And then my very favorite new in color product is the new Shimmer Vellum. I'm not sure how well that shines on the camera, but it is stunning. So we've got Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, and Fresh Freesia. And it is just positively yummy. Let's see if this thing is ready to start. Come on, Mr. iPad. Nope, it's still saying low battery. This is a very old iPad. It's my son's old iPad mini, so it's a little bit temperamental. It takes a while to get going, kind of like me in the morning. All right, so there is our Shimmer Vellum. Let me show you some cards that I make. I always like to make one single card design in each one of the colors, sort of on a monochromatic kind of thing, because I think it really gives you a feel for each one of the colors. So I'm going to get these out of the way and show you the cards in each one of the colors. There's the host code, okay? If you're interested in getting in on the ordering special, I will have that up there all evening. So there is our Evening Evergreen, really rich hunter green. And then we've got Soft Succulent. This is such a fresh shade. I love this. It's sort of a greeny blue with a lot of gray undertone in it. And we've got Pale Papaya, beautiful peach. This is the color of my grade 8 graduation dress. Way back when. It's hard to believe my son's graduating from grade 8 this year. Oh, not ready for that. Polished Pink, super fun pink, really nice rich nail polish pink, hence the name. And then we have Fresh Freesia, which is a lovely richer shade than Purple Posy, which was kind of one of those colors that gave us so many problems that just retired. This one, it's a richer shade, so there's not going to be problems, the same problems with the ink stability that Purple Posy had. So this is a beautiful soft purple. All right, so those are our in color cards. And then of course I made some that use all 5 on the same card, because why not? Now, if you caught my video last week, you saw me demonstrating these. So we have this cute one. All 5 of the in colors, the evergreen is on the card base. And then this one, fun one, uses the new Shimmer Vellum. Just a teeny sliver, it's only 1/4 of an inch, but it sure has a lot of wow. So there are our in color products. Now I didn't mention the embellishments, mainly because I hardly have any left. But I will show you, oh, I'm throwing stuff all over the place already. I will show you, this is all I have left. We were only allowed to pre-order one sheet, and I've used almost all of them. But these beautiful in color jewels are a little bit iridescent, and they're just stunning. Okay, so those are in color jewels, what's left of them. And then we also have these cute little resin flowers. Now these don't come in all of the in colors. The succulent and the evergreen aren't included because it's kind of odd to have dark green flowers. But we have the freesia, the polished pink, and the papaya. Really cute little resin flowers. So those are our in colors. All right, now I thought I would demonstrate a card for you that uses one of the product suite that I use to create my in color cards. Now, before I do that, I'm going to show you the suite. Okay, so let me grab my catalog. Where did I put it? There it is. Too much stuff kicking around in here. So I want to show you the hand penned petals suite. Now, this is, or sorry, the hand pen suite. The stamp set is called hand pen petals. This suite is absolutely gorgeous. On page 104, 105 in your catalog. So if you have your catalog, you can pull it out and sort of follow along with me tonight and maybe mark the things that interest you. And then I'll tell you later about some awesome promotions that are happening along with this catalog launch. Okay? All right, so our hand pen petal suite has gorgeous DSP, an awesome bundle, and some really fun embellishments. So I'm going to show you those because, again, the catalog never does it justice. So let me show you all the fun products that come in this suite. So first of all, we have the stamp set and die. So this is a bundle, okay? Beautiful hand-drawn floral images, but that also have solid images that fill them in. So if you're not into coloring, if you don't want to pull out your blends or you don't own Stampin' Blends, you can just use your ink pads to fill in the color. You don't actually have to color them in, which is awesome. This is a great beginner stamp set. It's photopolymer, so everything is see-through. These are our new stamp cases. So the images for your stamps actually come printed on the inside of the insert, so you can just adhere your stamps right directly inside the case, which I love. Makes it really easy to see which ones are missing. I've got that one out because we're going to use it on a project. So that's the stamp set. And then of course we have dies. Some of the dies cut out stamped images. So this one cuts out this guy. Now these are not full size, I don't think. No, they're a little bit smaller. They're 90%. And then this one cuts out this guy. Okay. And then we also have detail dies. And this one I absolutely love. I've used this a ton and you're going to see it in a minute. And then of course we have a cute little scallop border die. Love this, using this one a lot too. So that is our bundle. And then of course we have gorgeous designer paper. So let me grab that. So beautiful. Again, all of these are hand drawn by Stampin' Up concept artists. Okay, these are all made in-house. So they're watercolor to begin with. Well, hand drawn and then watercolored. So gorgeous florals, like gorgeous. Absolutely love these patterns. Okay, so beautiful florals. And then on the back, we have fantastic, more subtle patterns with a watercolor wash background. So just beautiful patterns that you can use on just about anything. Really, really pretty. So that is the Hand Pen Petals designer paper, okay? And again, this one's available in my share, okay? So you can get a partial pack of this and get a chance to kind of see what if you like it, and then you can always order the full pack later. And then we have some cute embellishments, these Genial Gems. They come in pale papaya and soft succulent, and I have used a ton of these as well. I'm actually already on my second pack of these. So that's the suite. And then of course, some project ideas. So let me show you some ideas. Now I should also mention this suite, sorry, I'm grabbing stuff here as I'm talking. This suite also includes a Memories and More card pack and card bases and envelopes. Now, I designed a class around that. I just launched it, I think Sunday when I sent my newsletter out. I've already got a bunch of people registered. So if you are still interested, the deadline to register is May 10th. And you can find the information about that in my newsletter. If you're not a subscriber, let me know and I will send it to you. Okay, so the Memories and More card class uses only the card kit and the cards and envelopes. There is no stamping whatsoever. So these are the 8 cards that we are going to make in that class. Super fun. So you get a half pack of the cards and envelopes, you get a half pack of the Memories and More cards, and then you get all your extra embellishments, and you get a full pack of the Genial Gems, wherever I put them. And that's all $30. Okay, so that's included. Postage is extra if you need me to mail it to you, but all the details are on the link. And again, I can send that out if you don't have my newsletter. All right, so some other projects that use this beautiful stamp set or beautiful bundle. So there's a fun one. I'm just going to show you a whole bunch. There's another one. I make lots of thank you cards because I send a lot of thank you cards. This is one I received in a swap. Okay, has some stamping and the images filled in with the stamps. This one is all about the designer series paper, which I love. It just showcases the gorgeous paper. That's another swap I received. There's one that's all about the polished pink. Here's another pretty one. I love this, Feel Better Friends, because you can send that to anyone if they're not feeling well physically, or if they're, you know, just kind of feeling down. It's a great sentiment for that. Here's another swap that I just received today. So pretty. I love just that subtle little hint of the designer paper on that one. There's another swap that I received. This was a super popular suite for swapping this time around. And then here's another swap. Told you I had lots of ideas for this one. There's that beautiful scalloped border die with just a little hint of the DSP peeking out. Love the softness of this one. Again, beautiful die there. Here's another one with these adorable little honeybee trinkets. Now, these are part of the Pansy suite, which I will show you in a little bit, but they are so, so cute. I don't actually have any left. I've used all of mine. But this is just a cute, cute little embellishment. Now, these are on back order right now because they were so popular during pre-order. There are more coming in, though, so they are adorable. Here's another one. Here I've used the detail die as a faux embossing look on the white cardstock. And then one more, here's a fun tower card made using the same stamps. Now these ones I've actually colored with my Stampin Blends. Okay, so many ideas for this beautiful suite. And we're gonna make one, I'm gonna show you one more. So let me get this stuff out of the way and then we'll do a little bit of stamping. Clear all this stuff out. So the one we're going to make is one I posted earlier today. It's this one, super simple, really pretty little card. I'm just trying to open up my video here on my iPad. It just finally woke up. As I said, it's a little slow getting going. Yes, I know I have a low battery. Okay, let me find us. Oh, because this was my son's iPad, his Messenger account is set up on here, so he gets 50,000 texts from all his friends wanting to play online video games. Makes me crazy. All right, there we go. There's my video. Okay, now I can see you all. All right, so here we go. Super simple card. This is just a basic card base that I've actually just cut an inch shorter to allow some of that DSP to peek through. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So here I have my base. Okay, so this is 7.5 by 5.5. Okay, so it's 1 inch shorter. So you basically just cut an inch off of your half sheet of cardstock, and you're going to score just at 4 1/4 like you normally would. Okay. All right, so we're going to start by folding that in half along our score line. That's going to form our card base. Okay, just like that. And then I have a strip of that gorgeous DSP. Now you could use the floral if you wanted to, okay, but I knew that I was going to glue my detailed die cut over top, and I wanted it to show up. If I put the detailed die cut over the floral, it wasn't going to show as well, which is why I used the pink. Blushing Bride, we don't say pink in Stampin' Up land. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and glue that on. Hi Anne, how are you? Oh, Leith, you didn't get that newsletter. I am hearing from a lot of people that they didn't get it. That's very strange. It went out on Sunday. I had a few people that were asking about my paper share. They couldn't understand why they hadn't heard about my paper share, and I've sent out 2 emails about that. So let me know. I will send it again. Or I think Colleen said she forwarded it to you. So hopefully you get that. And I'll have to look into what's going on with that. Okay, so here I have a piece of basic white cardstock. It is cut to 3 by 5 1/4. I can't talk tonight. 3 by 5 1/4. And I've embossed it using the In the Meadow or Meadow Moments dies, okay, which are so soft and pretty. Love the little butterflies and leaf, and it just coordinates so nicely with this DSP. So we're gonna glue that on there, just tone on tone. Oh, okay, so you got it, Leith. All right, great. I will have to double check to see what's going on. Usually I don't get too many bounces, but I don't know what's happening. Maybe Constant Contact has changed their settings. I'll have to look into it. Okay, so there is our background, so subtle and pretty. And then here I have a die cut. So this is the solid die that's intended to cut out the stamped floral image, okay? But it also works really well as a backdrop for the detailed die. You can center it on there really nicely and you just get a really pretty layered look, okay? Now I've already die cut this using some of the adhesive sheets on the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel the adhesive sheet off and hope and pray that most of my bits come out. Usually they do. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. So I tend not to bother poking out all the bits when I'm using adhesive sheets because usually they come off when I peel off my backing and I don't have to really fuss with them too much. So there we go. Whoops, let's not stick it to the grid paper. And then we're just gonna go ahead and layer that. So I like to start at the leaves because you wanna make sure you get them centered, right? So you just kind of gradually work your way across and get that centered on there. And isn't that pretty? I just think it's so delicate and pretty. So that is going to get glued onto our card front. So we'll add just a little bit of adhesive and pop that on. Just like that. Okay, and then here I have a little label. This is cut using the messages dies. Messages. I can't talk. Oh my goodness. Online teaching, you guys, is killing me. Talking for 5 hours straight every day is just not what I was meant to do. All right, so we are going to stamp our thanks. So this is from the hand pen stamp set, and we're going to use Smoky Slate ink. So I am going to just quick ink that up and stamp it on my label, just like that, easy peasy. Now that messages die is awesome because you run it through once and it cuts a whole whack. I think it's 19 different labels. So every once in a while I'll cut, like I'll run 4 or 5 of them through, and then I have a whole selection of labels to choose from when I'm designing. It's a really handy thing to have, and I just keep them on my desk and I grab them as I need them. So we are going to add that, but before we do, we're going to tie a little bitty twine bow. So thank goodness White Baker's Twine is back in the annual catalog. It is part of the twine combo pack. So you actually get, I think, 4 or 5 different colors of Baker's Twine in the pack. White is one of them. There's black, there's gray, I think there's crumb cake. Can't remember. There might be ivory. But anyway, it's long overdue. I'm very glad to see Baker's Twine back because I use it all the time. So we're going to tie our little bow and just add a glue dot behind that bottom corner of our label. So we'll just grab a glue dot and just press that on there. And then I'm just going to kind of tuck my label over top of my bow and just sort of press it into place there. Okay, and then that is going to go on with a couple of dimensionals. This is a super quick and easy card. I love quick and easy thank you cards because, as I said, I send a lot of them, and having a stash of them is, well, it's something I have to keep on hand all the time. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Wouldn't these be beautiful, like for a bridal shower thank you or baby shower? They're just so pretty. So that is the hand penned suite. Love it. All right, let's clean all this mess out of the way, and we're gonna move on because if I don't, we're gonna be here all night. You guys be okay with that? I think my son wouldn't because he's not allowed on Wi-Fi when I'm doing this. Meadow Moments. Thank you, Louise. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk pansies. Who likes pansies? Pansies will forever remind me of my mom. My mom is a huge gardener, and every spring, as soon as the frost is out of the ground, she is at the nursery buying flats of pansies. She loves pansies. She cannot wait to get them in the ground. So as soon as I saw this suite, I knew that it was all about my mom. So I'm going to show you the suite again, and then we're going to do a project. So I'm going to pull out hand penned. This is how I know I've done that. Done that suite. So we're going to look at pansies. So the pansies are on page 28 and 29 in the catalog. And the cool thing about this suite is it uses each one of the new in colors. So the DSP has every one of the new colors. They're all listed right there. And there are some fantastic dies that cut out images directly from the DSP. We're actually going to use some tonight on the project, but just a fantastic suite. So let me show you up close and personal what it looks like. I'm going to apologize for my creaky chair. Every time I move, it creaks. It's a little annoying. I need to get a new one. And these are a bit of a mess because I've been using them a lot. So let me just straighten them out a little bit for you. So we have some gorgeous dies. And of course a stamp set. So our bundle is stamps and dies. We have a stamp set that includes a lovely selection of sentiments in such pretty fonts. I love the combination of sort of a block text and script on this stamp set. And then of course we have beautiful 2 and 3 step stamping happening here, where we can layer different shades of ink one on top of another to get beautiful shading on our pansies. So beautiful stamp set, awesome dies. We have dies that cut out stamped images. So these two cut the pansy shapes, these two cut leaves, stems. This is the bud, okay? And then we also can make beautiful pansies just from cardstock and die cuts, and that's what all of these guys are for. And I'll show you some projects that use them in just one sec. So that is the bundle. And then of course we have beautiful DSP. Look at this paper. Oh, so gorgeous. So we have one. This is going to be upside down. We have 2. Just look at how pretty that is. Oh, I love it so much. So, so pretty. Now, this is the sheet that you can use the dies, both the large and the small pansy die, to cut this out. Okay. And then same thing with the leaf dies. So you can use your leaf dies to cut this out. Now, if you have a scan and cut, you can use it to cut these leaves. Ask me how I know. You will have a hard time cutting the pansies because of all the white. Okay, if you're trying to use a scan and cut, for this one, you're going to want to use the dies. But for this one, if you have to cut a lot of leaves, I've cut like 3 sheets of leaves, and it's pretty quick with the scan and cut. And then, of course, we have this gorgeous sheet that has all of the in colors. So, so pretty. And then on the back, we get more sort of neutral patterns, and we have gingham. Look at this gingham. So, so pretty. I'm a sucker for gingham, and I just love it in these 3 shades. So the soft succulent, the pale papaya, and the fresh freesia. So pretty. And then we've got some calypso coral, and then that beautiful evergreen stripe. So that is the DSP, also available in my Designer Series paper share. So you can still get in on that, like I said, as long as you order before midnight tomorrow. And then let me show you some projects. So here first is one that I did that actually uses stamped pansies. So I stamped in layers. So these ones are in freesia, fresh freesia. These ones are in polished pink. And then I use the soft succulent on the leaves. And then there's one of those adorable little bumblebees. Aren't they cute? Oh, so sweet. So there is one. Lots of die cutting on that one. Here is one where I built a pansy using the dies that actually cut the pansy parts. Okay, so this is a little bit confusing when you first look at the dies. Where did I put them? I'm going to show you quickly how I built this pansy because it can be a little confusing. I will do a video on this suite specifically in the next few weeks. But so these little guys in the back are actually 2 of this one. So you're going to do 1, 2, okay, and then this little guy cuts the trim. So you need 2 of those. This one is sort of the bottom, the face. I call this the face. This is the head, and this is the sort of the face and the chin of the pansy. Okay, and then that is your accent. And then this little guy is your center. And then these little things, I was trying to figure out what the heck they were. I thought they were really teeny tiny eggs, but they're not. They're to cut the center of your pansy. Okay. And then for the leaves, again, we have a large, I cut this in the soft succulent, and then the detail one I cut in the evergreen. Okay. For the bud, you have your stem, and then you have the main part of your bud, and then where's the other one? This little guy. So this one is this die. Okay, the white is this one, and then there's our stem. Okay, it took me a little while to figure that out, so I thought I would take a second to show you in case you have this on your wish list, so that when you get it, you know what you're doing. Save you a little hassle. Okay, I know, Kathy, aren't the bees adorable? All right, so here is a cute card that I did using images from the designer paper. So these are pansies that I cut using the dies from the designer paper. And then I just cut leaves from soft succulent cardstock, just as a bit of a contrast. And I should mention that our Bumblebee gingham ribbon is back in this catalog, and it is the perfect match for the yellow in this paper. And then here's another one. So this is another one where I built another pansy. Again, using more in colors, so freesia, some blackberry bliss. I've used the succulent and the evergreen as well. So pretty. And then here's a swap that I received. This is kind of a cool one. It's a box card, so when you open it up, it actually stands up like that on your desk. You have this cute little focal image, and then there's room on the back to write your message. I thought that was a really cute swap that I received. And then another tower card. I was a little addicted to these a couple of weeks ago. So there is another. This is actually my swap card that I sent out for a swap for Incentive Trip Achievers. So this is one I sent to all my fellow achievers. Another really cute one with that gorgeous paper. All right, so you ready to make a card using this suite? Let's get these out of the way. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Okay, so the card we're going to make tonight is this one. Again, really simple, total showcase of the DSP because it is gorgeous. So we are going to start with 2 different pieces of the DSP. So we're starting with this large piece. This is 5 1/4 by 4 inches of that beautiful pattern. You can use any one of the patterns. They're all really pretty. And then I have a 1 1/2, yes, 1 1/2 by 5 1/4 inch piece of the striped evergreen. Okay, it's that paper on the back, which is super pretty. You could play around with that. Anyway, we're going to stick with the card as designed. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is layer the narrower strip on the bottom of the larger piece. So we'll just add a bit of adhesive to that and pop that on just like that. Okay, and then we are going to add a little bit of this cute Bumblebee gingham ribbon. Now this was in the catalog last year, and it's so cute, and I love it, and I'm glad that it works perfectly with this suite. Because gingham and pansies, I mean, really, come on. So we're going to add just a bit of glue, a glue dot, I should say, to one end of our ribbon here. I'm going to lay it right along that top edge of my striped piece, and then trim it off the roll. And adhere the other end to the back, because who wants to waste cute ribbon by wrapping it around the back side of a card where nobody sees it, right? All right, so there is our card front. We're going to go ahead and glue that onto an evening evergreen card base. So this is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So we'll fold that in half along our score line. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere that on the front of our card. Isn't that yellow pretty? It almost looks like 4-leaf clovers on the back of this. That would be a fun paper to use for St. Patrick's Day. All right, so let's adhere that centered on our card base. Okay, it's cute already. So cute. And then in my little bag of goodies here, I have several of the die cut pansies and leaves. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit of floral arranging here. You know how much I love arranging flowers. So we are just going to kind of play around with placement. And then we're just going to tuck our leaves in afterwards. So what I like to do is just kind of play around with where I'm going to put my my flowers, and then add the leaves in sort of as accents after the fact. Now these leaves can kind of go either way. They're kind of interesting, these leaves. It took me a little while to figure out which way they're supposed to go. So they could go this way, okay, or they could go this way. They work both ways. I think this one I'm going to leave like that. I think I like that. And then this little guy is just going to kind of tuck in here like that. So there is our little arrangement of flowers. So we're actually going to pop up all of these pansies. I keep calling them poppies. My goodness, I do know my flowers. So we're going to pop them all up, and then we're going to add our leaves. We can tuck them in afterwards. So we'll peel off our backings. We'll put one here, and then another big one. Oh, I shouldn't have put my dimensional that high. We're going to put that a little lower just so that we don't bump over top of the other one. We'll add a little bit of tape there instead. There we go. Get rid of our backings. Oh yes, Heather, wait till you see the Christmas card I made with this green. It is stunning. All right, and then we're gonna add our last little guy here. Hi, Connie. All right, so let's pop that on there, and then we're going to add our little leaves as accents. Okay, so that little guy's gonna go in there. We're just gonna use some liquid glue to tuck him in. And there really, honestly, you guys, there's no wrong way to do this, right? We're just arranging flowers. So leaves and flowers grow every which way. So whatever works for you is totally fine. It does not matter. So we're just gonna pop these guys in. This little guy is gonna tuck in behind here, I think. Maybe we'll put it there. So I'll put a little bit of glue on the back of that guy and tuck him in. Just like that. And then one more down at the bottom here. There we go. Okay, there's our little arrangement of pansies. And then we need to stamp our sentiment. So our sentiment, again, I'm using the messages die because, well, why not? When you cut like a bazillion of them at once, why wouldn't you use them, right? They're fantastic. And we are going to stamp in the Evening Evergreen. So this sentiment, a little hello from me to you, I just love, because I mean, I send lots of hello cards or thinking of you, especially now because we can't see anybody. We're all stuck at home here in Ontario. It's just nice to send out a little thinking of you to let people know that you haven't forgotten them and that you still exist. All right, so there is our sentiment. Isn't that a pretty font? I just love it. And then we're going to layer that over top of our pansies. So it's going to sort of overlap the popped, and then we're going to put a couple dimensionals here so that it lies flat. Okay, so we'll go dimensional and dimensional, and then we're going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the end that's going to overlap. So we'll get rid of our backings and then just pop this on just like that. So again, this is a really quick and easy card. I'm actually want to see a little bit more of the ribbon than I showed on my sample, so I'm putting it a little bit higher just because I want to see that ribbon peeking out. It's so cute. And then we're going to tie a little bow. This ribbon is super easy to tie bows with because it's nice and narrow and it's really soft, so it makes it really, really easy. So we're just going to take our 2 loops, cross the left over the right, bring it around and through, and then adjust our loop. Super, super cute bow. And honestly, like, who can say no to gingham? It's just so cute. So we'll trim off our tails. I forgot to bring my ribbon scissors over here, so hopefully these ones are still sharp enough. We're going to add a glue dot to the knot, and we're just going to tuck that in just there. Okay, isn't that cute? Now, if I still had some bumblebees, I'd probably add one of the little honeybee trinkets there, but I'm out of them right now. So when I get some more, I will add some because they're so cute. All right, so that is the Pansy Petals Suite. Isn't that cute? So, so sweet. Did I do anything? I didn't do anything on the inside. All right, so that is Pansies. So far, so good. We're rolling along. You still here? I hope you're still here. Okay, so now I thought we'd take a break from sweets. I want to show you a bundle that I really, really love. And the bundles can get missed, right? Because they are not part of a product suite, so they don't get as much real estate in the catalog. So the bundle that I want to show you is this one. It's called Color and Contour. It's this one here. It's on page 98. And you may look at the stamps and go, it's okay. It's nothing special. But honestly, you want the stamps because it comes in a bundle, and the bundle is, or the dies are fantastic. And we're going to show them to you in a minute. And in my experience, and I'll tell you how many times this has happened, I'm a slow learner, okay? There have been many times where I bought just the dies and then seen so many cute projects that use the stamps and the dies, and then gone back and bought the stamps separately afterwards and paid full price for both. So if you're going to get the dies and there are coordinating stamps, just save yourself the hassle and buy the whole bundle, okay? That's my public service announcement to you. All right, so let me take this off again because we're done that one. I'm going to show you the actual bundle and then some projects as well. So the bundle is this one. So there's our stamp set, okay? Again, we have some fun sort of line art, hand-drawn images, and then solid images to fill them in. So you don't have to color. So I know some of you who are watching are not coloring fans, okay? But this one doesn't require coloring, and it has a spatter stamp. Every stamp set should have a spatter stamp in it because it's just the perfect stamp to add texture. All right, and then we have these awesome dies. So we have these beautiful layering scalloped rectangle dies. Now these are different sizes than the ones that are in the Stitch So Sweetly suite or die set. And each one of these dies is a little bit different. So do you see how this one kind of has like loopy scallops? And then this one has sort of dotted stitching. And then this one has like dashed stitching. And then this one is my favorite because it actually cuts a little slit that you can put ribbon through. And then this one has little polka dots around. So each one's a little bit different, has an awesome edge die, which I have used a ton, and then some dies that cut out the stamped images. So that is the bundle, color and contour. Let me show you a couple samples. So this is one I did just to feature the stamp set. Okay, it's simple stamping. It's just stamps, ink, and paper. No dies, no embossing, nothing special. So I used the pale papaya and the soft succulent, and then just basic gray for my sentiment. Super simple, but really easy way to make a fun card without, well, basically just a couple of ink colors and a stamp set. Okay, super simple. Here's one I posted last week when I was featuring all the different in colors. So this is one where I used obviously the stamp set again, and some of the new designer series paper, and of course fresh Frisians. There's that gorgeous ribbon. And then here's one that I made using Evening Evergreen and Blackberry Bliss. So again, I posted this one last week, and then a little bit of Sahara Sand, but look at that spatter stamp. Oh, love it. And then here's a fun one that I received from my dear friend Zara Premji, who's a demonstrator in Markham. This was another swap. Super cute. And I love how she incorporated the hand penned DSP. It works really, really well with this stamp set as well. So there are some samples. Now we're not going to do a make and take for this one because we can't, I'd be here all night. Honestly, if I did a make and take for every single suite and bundle, we would never get out of here. So that is the color and contour suite. Okay. All right, let's move on to something away from flowers for a few minutes. So let me just actually grab the catalog. So the very first suite that we see when we open the catalog is Beauty of the Earth. Now, this suite is just gorgeous. If you are a nature lover, if you are Canadian, I think most Canadians love trees and nature and just beautiful like foliage images. And so this suite for me as a Canadian just speaks to me right away. So it has gorgeous DSP, which again, I'll show you in a few minutes. Beautiful stamp set, which has two-step stamping that you can layer, and then some gorgeous dies. So again, I'm going to show you the whole suite. Oh, Claire, I love this one too. Hang on, I'll show you some more and you'll fall in love with it even more, okay? All right, so let me just grab the bundle. So as I mentioned, whoop, I've got my hair stuck to this. I am losing hair like crazy. I think I'm shedding for the spring. All right, so we have Beauty of Friendship. That's the name of the stamp set. And these two stamps layer and these two stamps. We're going to see these stamps in action in a minute. Another spatter stamp. Stampin' Up loves me. I'm telling you, there's so many stamp sets in this catalog with spatter stamps in them. And then some lovely sentiments, okay? And then we have a beautiful set of dies. So we have dies that cut solid die cuts, and then this one is designed to layer over top so you can get texture for the leaves on your trees, okay? And then of course we have this one that cuts the stamped image, this one cuts these stamped images, this one cuts these stamped images, and then we have just the plain tree. I'm going to show you some projects that use all of these in just a minute. We have some cute little birds, okay, that cut they're just bird shapes. There's no stamp that coordinates. And then we have two label dies as well, most of which will accommodate the sentiments in the set. Okay, so that is the bundle. Then we have a fantastic embossing folder. This is a new embossing folder called Bark, and it really does look like bark. Hang on. Here is a sample. This is some soft suede cardstock that I embossed with it. And I'm not sure how well it shows on the camera, but it is super detailed and you get amazing texture. It really does feel rough, like tree bark. Okay, so that is the Bark 3D embossing folder. And then of course we have gorgeous designer paper, because a suite wouldn't be a suite without designer paper. So here is one that you can actually, we're actually going to use this tonight. You can cut these into narrow strips and use them on your, as images on your card. Okay, I'll show you a card with that in a minute. Look at this. Doesn't that remind you of looking up through trees in the fall? So, so pretty. And then this is like just a mountainside of just beginning to turn trees. Oh yes, Deb, the embossing folder is gorgeous. Now this is one where you can actually cut your card front. So you can cut the DSP in half and cut your 4 by 5 1/4 inch card fronts from this, okay? So you can actually get 6 card fronts out of this. And then look at this one. Oh, so pretty. The color combination, I absolutely adore it. And then look at this. So this one for Christmas, I'm gonna show you a couple of cards that use this beautiful pattern. Okay, and then when we flip them over, of course, we get more loveliness. So there's another beautiful foliage pattern. Look at that sky. I mean, how many different types of cards could you use that on? Like, it's beautiful. Just a watercolored sky. And then there's a watercolored forest. We've got bark, or a wood grain pattern. This is beautiful embossed with that bark embossing folder. Fall colors, fall foliage, and then this was just kind of like watercolor grass. Okay, so you can make some beautiful scenery cards with this DSP. All right, and let me show you some projects. So first, let me decide. I have to pull out because there's actually another bundle that really coordinates with this. It's not part of the suite, but I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay, so there you go. How's that for a Christmas card? Super simple. This was a swap card that I received. Uses some Wink of Stella on the tree, so it shimmers and shines. Just so, so pretty, and you've got to love the pop of red against the blue. And then similar kind of concept. This is the same idea, so more of that beautiful DSP. This was cut using the new basic borders dies, and they are fantastic. There are several different dies that cut different shaped edges on your cards. So there is another Christmas one. And then here's another Christmas one. So this uses Evening Evergreen. So Heather, there you go. And again, this is a stamped tree. So stamped this one here, okay, stamped twice. So this one I did stamped off once in the Evening Evergreen, and then this part I did full strength, and it just looks like a snowy tree. And then I just use a solid Evening Evergreen sort of shadow behind it. Now my sentiment is from a stamp set I'm going to show you in just a minute, okay? And then just so pretty. I love this card. Okay, beautiful Christmas card. And then here's a really awesome fun fold. Okay, this is one I've demonstrated before in my Tuesday Live at 5 videos, but that gives you the beautiful die cut tree and the leaves. Okay, beautiful fall card. And then here's another fun fold. This is one that I will be demonstrating in a video coming soon. So it doesn't look like super complicated on the front. Uses again there. So this one has the solid die cut layered with the detailed one, and you can get some really pretty texture on your tree. And then when you open it, it's a tunnel card. So you kind of have a little scene inside the window. And then of course we've got our sky and grass. Okay, so that is a tunnel card. Now I want to show you another bundle that is not even pictured close to this suite in the catalog, but it should be. So let me show you Inspired Thoughts. So Inspired Thoughts is on page 52. Like, talk about miles away from this product suite, but it absolutely coordinates beautifully with this suite. I'm going to show you a couple more projects in a second. So this particular bundle has a lovely sentiment set. I have used this so much already. It's got Christmas, it's got basically everything. Okay, a beautiful sentiment set with gorgeous fonts. And then these awesome dies that cut, like, this is your whole card front. This is a very large die, okay? It cuts enough trees to cover your whole card front. And then different foliage that you can layer to create textured foliage. Okay, there's an edge die to cut your hillside, and then of course a little sun or moon to have peeking through your trees. So that is the Inspired Thoughts bundle. Let me get this out of the way, and then I'll show you a couple more projects. So this bundle was used to create some of these cards. So as you can see, I've used more of that DSP, right? So there is one of the trees. I cut all 4 and then just trimmed one off and added a little bit of the foliage, all cut from the Designer Series paper. There's my little cardinal. And of course I've created my scene using the DSP as well. So there is that one. And then this one I just love. Such a beautiful sympathy card. So again, I haven't used all of the trees. I've only used 3 out of the 4. I wanted them to sort of be off to one side. There is my little grassy bit. And there's that beautiful DSP in the background. Okay, such a lovely sympathy card. So that is the Beauty of the Earth Suite and the Inspired Thoughts bundle. Okay, they really should have been offered as a mega suite in my opinion. Stampin' Up didn't ask me. If they had, I'd have set them straight. All right, so we're gonna make a card with this suite. Are you guys down with that? I hope so. All right, so here is the card we're going to make. Now, except we're actually going to use the bark folder on the background. When I designed this, the bark folder wasn't in stock yet. So I actually used the painted texture folder on the background of this card, but the one we're going to make now is going to use the bark folder. So, speaking of, here is a piece of the DSP that is embossed using that gorgeous bark textured folder. Okay, now this one, there's the back side of that. It's got a little bit of adhesive from another project, but okay, so that is our background. And then here is a strip. Remember the sheet of DSP that had the strips of trees? So you just cut this to 1 1/4, I believe. Yep, 1 1/4 inches. And that will give you tons of strips of trees that you can use to create a scene on your cards. Now we're gonna layer that. So this is 1 1/4. This is a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock. It's 1 1/2 inches wide by 5 1/4. So this one's 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and this one's 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. So we're just gonna layer those. We're gonna have a nice equal border, top and bottom. Yeah, the foliage does almost look like puzzle pieces. You're absolutely right, Louise. All right, so let's just adhere that and make sure our borders are nice and equal. I can't read comments while I'm stamping or I screw up. I have to be careful. Okay, so there we go. And then that is going to get layered across our beautiful embossed DSP. So I'll just use liquid glue because it's open and sitting right in front of me. And we'll put that on about 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom. And hopefully straight. Now you're going to notice, I'm going to point this out, I did not mismeasure this badly, okay? Can you see how much of that is peeking out the back? That is because this embossing folder causes the size of your paper to shrink up a little bit. It etches the image so deeply that the paper actually shrinks a little bit in length, okay? So just be advised that you might have to trim your pieces a little bit. So let me grab my guillotine trimmer here, and we're just going to pop that in and trim off that excess. You could use your paper snips too, just to clean that up. Okay, so that's just one thing to keep in mind with this bark embossing folder. Okay, so there is our beautiful background. We're going to go ahead and glue that onto an early espresso card base. Okay, so this is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and it is scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So we'll just fold that in half along our score line. And we're going to add a little bit, I'm going to peel off the backing paper on this adhesive sheet because we can use that adhesive, why not? And then we'll just add a little bit more to the parts that don't have adhesive and pop that onto the front of our card. Just about like that. There we go. Isn't it beautiful paper? Oh, I absolutely love this paper. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we're going to do some stamping. So I've got a label that I've cut with the Tasteful Label dies. You impressed? I remember that, Louise. And no, is it Tasteful Labels? Now I'm second guessing myself. It is Tasteful Labels. I was right. Okay. I have no confidence in my ability to remember the names of things. All right, we're going to start stamping our tree trunk in, what is this? Soft suede. So I've got my tree trunk stamp here. I'm going to ink it up. This ink pad is getting a little on the dry side. We'll see how that goes. And we're going to stamp it just sort of down and off the label just a little bit. Okay, so right about there. Hopefully that stamps. Yeah, I need to re-ink my ink pad here, but that's good enough because we're going to cover up our light part. So now I've got Mossy Meadow, and I have 2 of the stamps. So this one is a more solid image. This is a little bit more detail. So we're going to use the same shade of ink, but one we're going to stamp off, and the other we're going to do full strength. So I'm going to start with my more solid image. I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp right over top of the branches on my tree. Isn't that pretty? Just like that. Oh, so gorgeous. And then we're going to use our detailed stamp, full strength, and stamp right over top. And you see how you get that beautiful depth and texture? Oh, it's such a gorgeous stamp set. Honestly, this one is going to get used a ton. All right, now we need to stamp our sentiment. So our sentiment is going to get stamped in early espresso ink. This is a stitched rectangle. Stitched rectangle stayed. Thank goodness. I think I probably would have had to quit if stitched rectangles went at the same time as stitch shapes, because honestly, Stampin' Up is killing us. Killing me anyway. All right, so we're going to take some early espresso ink and our Thinking of You. Oh, I meant to do thank you. Let me grab the right stamp because this won't fit otherwise. I mounted the wrong stamp. Let's grab thank you. And we'll get rid of Thinking of You. Thinking of You would be lovely, but it won't fit properly. So let's mount that one, ink up our thank you. And we're going to stamp it towards the right side of our label here. Okay, so right about there. A little low, but that's okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of linen thread. So again, thank goodness this stuff stayed, because really, my braided linen trim went away. If linen thread had gone too, really, that would have been like the end of it. So we're going to add a glue dot and just press one end of our thread into that glue dot. And we're going to wrap it around a few times. I want it to be a little bit bulky here. And then I'm going to come back around and just press it again into that glue dot just to hold it in place. Okay, so now I just kind of have a little bulky bit of twine there. We're going to add our bow in a minute, but first we're going to adhere our pieces to our card front. So this one is going to get mounted on the front of our card using some dimensionals as soon as I find them. There they are. So we'll do probably 4 and get rid of our backings and pop that on right about there. Okay, and then this is going to overlap again. So we're going to put a glue dot where it overlaps the label, and we're going to put a dimensional on the other end. And I think I can fit, yep, I can fit a full-size dimensional on there. And we'll add a glue dot to the other end. And get rid of our backings. I know the detail on the tree is so beautiful. And honestly, Deb, like they were made to go together. I don't have any idea why Stampin' Up didn't market them together. They totally should have. Like it's a beautiful combination. All right, so now we're going to add our little bow. So we're just going to tie a twine bow. So I'm not actually tying a knot. I'm just making my loops so that I don't have a bulky knot. So we'll just make our little loopies here. And then we're going to take a glue dot, roll it into a little glue booger. And we're going to press it right on the crisscross where the twine kind of crisscrosses. And then we're going to press that. Oops, I probably should have cut that off the roll first. Got a whole roll of twine on this card. There we go. And there's our cute little card. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Now on the inside of this one, I just stamped sort of the top of the tree, because the top of the tree, when it's stamped without the trunk, looks like a shrub. Right? So you can get trees and shrubs with the same stamps. Awesome. And can you see the difference in these? This was the painted texture and this is the bark. Huge difference in the way that that embossed DSP looks. Love the bark. Not that the painted texture is bad. I love that one too. But for this particular look, I love the bark. All right. So that is Beauty of the Earth. Let me make some more room, clean up my mess, and we're going to move on. You guys still with me? Do you need to take a potty break? I know I could use one, but that's okay. We'll keep going. Okay. Moving on. We're going to talk about, I think, probably, and I know this is going to be controversial because I know some people hate this suite, but honestly, I've been playing with it and I absolutely love it. And I'm hoping I can convince you too. So I'm talking about the Elegantly Said bundle. And what's it called? Simply Elegant suite. So this is the suite here. It's on page 68 and 69. And I've heard from some people, they're like, I really don't like the stamp set. I don't like the label. The paper's kind of tacky. Honestly, you guys, I gotta tell you, This is gorgeous. I'm going to show you some projects. I actually have an online class planned around this suite, and I think you're going to love it. Okay, so let me show you first of all the elements in the suite, and then I'll show you some projects. So here we go. First up, of course, is our bundle. So we have the stamp set, beautiful sentiments with really lovely, elegant fonts. This image is beautiful, stamped and embossed. It is absolutely stunning. I'm going to show you some samples in a minute. Same with this. It's absolutely gorgeous embossed. So is this border stamp. So don't discount this one yet, okay? And then we have this really, really unique label die. So one of the things people don't like about it is that it's asymmetrical, right? It's not the same top and bottom. However, that's by design because we can actually cut a 1 3/4 inch strip of cardstock, feed it into the punch, and get a double-sided, like if we can punch both ends, we can get this beautiful sort of finial end, or we can send it through this way and get the rounded end, okay? And you can make them any length, which is pretty darn awesome. This is a really fantastic punch. I love it. I've used it a ton. Okay, so let me show you the DSP, and then I'm going to show you some projects, and I'm going to convince you. It's my mission tonight. So the DSP has beautiful metallic accents. Now some people go, oh, it's too tacky, it's too gaudy, it's too much. Just hang with me. So we've got basic gray and gold on this one. We've got very vanilla and gold and black on this one. We've got copper, silver, and black on this one. And a little bit of gold. So pretty. And then we've got silver and gold on this. I love the fact that these are mixed metallics because you can put anything with them. Like you just mix and match. You don't have to worry about having all gold and embellishments and embossing powder and everything that's gold. And you don't have to worry about having everything match. You can just mix it up with whatever you've got. So there is silver and gold and basic gray. This paper, oh my goodness, it is stunning. This has, again, all three metallics, gold, silver, and copper. And then this one is gold with the white, okay, or vanilla. I think it's probably closer to vanilla, the background on this one. Now, on the back side, we have just gold and vanilla, or not gold, gray and vanilla, black and white, black and vanilla, more black and vanilla, gray and vanilla. Love this paper. And a beautiful, just basic gray sort of pattern there, diamond pattern. Now, let me show you some projects. Actually, before I do that, I gotta show you a couple other things. So we have some beautiful cord that comes in a 2-pack, so gold and silver cord. We have been needing this for a long time. Now I'm gonna say I don't love this gold cord as much as I love the stuff that we had last year that went away. This is a brighter gold. It matches better with the DSP, but it doesn't fray. I love the fact that the stuff last year frayed. Now some people that drove them crazy, this stuff won't fray, so you will like that better. We will probably use a ton of this at Christmas for making gift tags. And now these are not officially part of the suite, but I think they should be. So I thought I would mention them. This gorgeous ridged taffeta ribbon is in Smoky Slate, and it is just so soft. And I love this ribbon. I've used it, and you'll see it in a minute on some projects. So, so pretty. It's wider. It's 7/8 of an inch, so it's almost an inch wide, but just so, so pretty. And then we have these clear and silver enamel shapes. So we have droplets, we have diamonds, and we just have circles, okay? So they come in the silver and the clear, and you can color these with your Stampin' Blends any color, right? So I love when we have clear embellishments like this because you can make them any color with your Stampin' Blends, or a Sharpie if you don't have Stampin' Blends, okay? Now, again, these two are not part of the suite, but they should be because they match perfectly with the other items in the suite. So let me show you some projects. Grab them all over here. All right, so first I'll start with this one. This one was one I posted last week that features polished pink in color. And look at that beautiful paisley stamps, heat embossed in white. Like so pretty. And then of course there's some of that shimmer vellum for my flowers. Okay. And then here's another one. This uses some of those cute little resin flower embellishments. Again, there's the floral, and there is the that beautiful border stamp. And then I'll show you a couple of swaps I received. This one I just got today, and I think it's so, so pretty. Similar to the one card that I demonstrated, but again, features the DSP. And in small bits, the DSP is not as overwhelming, right? Really, really pretty. And I love the way she used the diamonds along the edge. And then here's another one. Fussy cut the flower out. That inspired me on one of the ones I designed. I'll show you in a minute. But again, really, really pretty. And then here's one more swap that I received. Again, using that beautiful paisley image and that lovely border. Okay. Now, we're going to do a variation on this. And this is one I designed using neutral. So this is in Sahara Sand and Very Vanilla. Again, uses the paisley image and the beautiful floral. The floral's heat embossed in gold on this one. Okay. We're going to do this in one of the ink colors in a minute. Okay, and then I'm going to show you, so these are all projects. You're getting a sneak peek of my next online class. Okay, this is not going to go live for another couple of weeks, but I'm giving you a little sneak peek tonight. Okay, so if you're thinking about ordering this suite, you may want to wait because you can get it and get this class for free. All right, so let me get these out of the way and I'll show you the ones that are included in my upcoming class. So this one has lots of heat embossing in it. Now, you do not have to heat emboss for these projects. If you don't have the tools for heat embossing, you can totally make them with stamped images as well. Okay, so here's the first one. There's some of that beautiful ribbon. Love it. I paired it with Petal Pink here. So the basic gray, Petal Pink, and Very Vanilla. Here's a pretty thank you. Okay, again, mixing the metallics, both the gold and the silver. That beautiful border is heat embossed in silver. And there's some of those little gems. Here's one that uses that beautiful copper metallic paper. Again, I fussy cut one of the flowers and use Cajun Craze in the background. I don't use Cajun Craze very often when it's not fall, but it works so well with the copper and it just looks amazing with this paper. And then here is one where I've used an inking technique to turn the white background navy. And again, there's some of that beautiful ribbon. Same technique was used on this, but this time I used soft succulent. And then finally, an absolutely gorgeous Christmas card using Evening Evergreen and Mary Merlot. So this is all coming. These are all coming as part of an online class in the next few weeks. All right. So I'm hoping this changes your mind about this suite. This is a gorgeous set of products in this suite. And it took me a little while to play with them. Once I kind of got some ideas going, oh, the creativity was flowing. So we are going to use this suite to make a card. Let me just clean up some mess here again. I'm running out of surface area to put stuff. It's going to go on the floor soon. All right, so the card we're going to make is this one. So this is a variation on one of the ones I showed you earlier. We're using Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape as our color palette here. So we're going to start with our panel of Fresh Freesia. It's cut to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to take a quick drink. No, Louise, I didn't emboss that ribbon. It actually comes that way. It's kind of ridged. And it's got a really nice sheen to it. That ribbon is just gorgeous. All right, so we're going to stamp this paisley image in Fresh Freesia ink. So there's my paisley. Going to grab my ink pad. And again, whenever you have a large stamp like this, it's easiest to just take your ink pad to the stamp to make sure that you're covering the whole thing. And we're going to stamp it down in the corner twice. So I'm going to put it once down in the bottom left corner here. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to do the same thing after I re-ink my stamp. We're going to stamp that guy right there. Okay, like, isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it. It's so pretty. Such a gorgeous image. All right, so now we are going to grab one of our little scallop rectangles. So this is cut using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. Okay, and I have my floral stamp from the Elegantly Said, elegant, whatever it's called. Elegantly Said, I think it's called. And so I'm going to first ink up my flower stamp in the Freesia. Then I'm going to bring in a little bit of Gorgeous Grape with my sponge dauber. And I'm just going to add a little hint of the Gorgeous Grape kind of to the center of my flowers. Okay, and these two colors just blend beautifully. So I'm going to stamp once down in one corner. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh, so gorgeous. I'm going to stamp this off so that I get rid of my Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to ink again on the Freesia. And again, just add a little touch of the grape. And this time I'm going to turn my stamp a little bit so I kind of get the small flower and it's more of the stem. Okay, isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're going to close up the freesia for a minute. And then we're going to do a little bit of inking on our background panel. So I'm going to bring in my blending brush. I'm a little bit addicted to these. If you watch my videos regularly, you probably know I use them a lot. And I'm going to use my Gorgeous Grape, and I'm just going to add the subtlest bit of shading along the edges of my panel here. And it is really subtle. It's just a little hint of shadow of the grape. I don't want to cover up that freesia too much because it's a gorgeous shade all by itself. But I just love that little hint of shadow that creates a bit of an ombre effect as we go around here. Can you see that? It's just a really subtle little bit of shading. I'm not sure how well that shows up on the camera, but you'll have to take my word for it. Okay, so that is our background panel. We are going to also stamp our sentiment. We're going to do all the stamping and everything at once, and then we'll assemble. So I got here just a little scrap strip of basic white cardstock. I'm going to take my thank you stamp and ink it up in the Gorgeous Grape and just stamp it on my cardstock there. And then we're using our oval duo, double oval, oval duet, whatever this punch is called, the one that has two, a scalloped and a plain. And we're going to slide it in there, center it, and pop it out. Okay, super easy. This is a great punch for quick and easy labels. And now it's just a matter of assembly. So I need my fresh freesia ribbon. I had put that aside with all the other in color ribbon. So we're going to grab our glue dots and add glue dot to one side. And we're just going to wrap it around, trim it off the roll here. I think I might need to get my ribbon scissors for this because this is really sheer ribbon that does not cut very well with dull scissors. So we'll use the good scissors. All right, so let's add a glue dot. Okay, just make sure that's straight. And then we're going to glue that onto our card base. So our card base is just basic white. It's thick basic white. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we'll just fold that in half along our score line. Oh, good, Heather. I'm glad it shows up. Double oval. Thank you, Louise. Louise is my fact checker. I don't pay her. She just does it out of the goodness of her heart. Make sure that I'm giving the right names of things. I don't know what I'd do without you, Louise. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our panel and pop that onto our card front. And I just love, see, adding that little bit of shadow just makes it pop that much more against the white. Okay. Then we're going to layer our stamped scalloped rectangle. Now I put the larger flower at the top because I didn't want to cover up much of it when I added my label. If I put it this way, I end up kind of losing some of the image and I didn't want to do that. So we're going to turn it this way and add a bit of adhesive. And we're going to pop this on, hopefully centered-ish. Now, the easiest way to get this centered actually is to kind of look at your stamped image and kind of just aim to have the corners in the same spot on both images. Okay, so there is our beautiful scalloped rectangle. And then we're going to go ahead and layer our punched oval on this. So this is die cut also using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. It's cut from fresh freesia cardstock. So we're going to pop up the oval on that label. And again, this oval is a really nice size because it layers nicely on a lot of different shapes. So if you don't have that double oval punch yet, you may want to add that to your wish list. I know there's so many things in a new catalog to go on the wish list. It's hard to keep track. So we're going to double pop this. I'm going to add a couple more dimensionals to the back of my label here. I might need to put one down below there too. 4 dimensionals for a little bitty label. I know it's overkill. What can I say? So let's pop that onto our circle or onto our card front, just like that. And then the last couple of touches, we're going to add a bow. As soon as I find what I do with my ribbon. It's right in front of me. So we're going to tie our bow, again, making our loops, crossing the left over the right, bringing it around and through. And honestly, this ribbon will make you feel really good about your bows because it's very forgiving. It's beautiful ribbon, super easy to tie. It holds a nice tight knot, and it's just super pretty. This is great ribbon. So we're going to trim off our tails, add a little glue dot to the center of our bow, and pop that on right where the ribbon meets the rectangle there. And then the last touch is to add a bit of bling. So we're going to add some of my very few in color jewels. And the cool thing is that there's one, they come in each color, right? So this is our freesia. So we're going to add just a couple of these guys. There's two sizes. There's larger ones and smaller ones. So we'll just add a couple of these and then we're done. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love fresh freesia. I think it's hard to choose a favorite. It's like trying to choose a favorite child. I think fresh freesia may have a slight edge in terms of which one is my favorite. I just love, love, love this shade, but so, so pretty. Okay. All right. We're almost there, you guys. I have a couple more things to show you and then we're done. Okay. Hang with me. All right. 2 more bundles to show you that I couldn't not show you because I love them. So the Quiet Meadow bundle looks like this. I'm going to show you again. It's one that's easy to miss in the catalog. It's on page, get rid of my post-it here. It's on page 110. Okay. It's kind of tucked down in the bottom here. And these dies are easy to miss. Okay. The dies, well, first of all, the stamp set is gorgeous, but the dies are to die for, pardon the pun. So, so pretty. Okay. So let me show you why I love these so much. Okay, so stamp set, spatter stamp, hello, what's not to love? You had me at spatter. And then we have a beautiful textural stamp that is like sort of faded typeset, beautiful. And then a beautiful floral image and some lovely sentiments. Now, this is awesome for collage stamping. I'll show you some samples in a minute. I just love this set. And then the dies, oh my goodness, they're so awesome. Now, I have a really fantastic sample that we're going to be making in my bingo that is coming up in a couple of weeks. And I'm not going to share that one because I want it to be a surprise for my bingo attendees. And I know there's some of you watching tonight, so I'm not going to show you that one. But I am going to show you some other samples. So here is one that uses just the stamp set. I didn't use the dies on this one, but just super easy to just layer images and create really subtle texture. So there's that one. And then this one as well. So this again, collage stamping, right? You have one image that's sort of the darkest, and then you add faded images behind it. So pretty. And then here are the dies. Look at these dies. Now these are just die cut from white cardstock. And then I use my blending brushes to add ink. Okay, because the blending brushes are so soft, they don't actually fold or tear your cardstock when you are adding the color. So it's just a really easy way to add beautiful soft color to that. And then here's another one. Okay, so this one is the soft succulent and polished pink. And then this one is a bit of a vintage look. I love collage stamping and kind of creating a sort of vintage kind of vibe. So this one is meant to look kind of faded. I started with crumb cake cardstock, did all my stamping, and then added lots of distressing and just kind of grunged it up. And then some beautiful dies. Again, these were cut from crumb cake cardstock, which is why they kind of have that sort of darker faded look. And then I added my ink over top. So pretty. This bundle is, again, it's another must-have. I know there's a lot of them, but it's a beautiful bundle. This will be coming to a video near you before too long as well. And then one more to share with you. Almost there. I just have to dig it out because it's buried under all the other things that are on this table. If you can see my table behind me. Oh my goodness. Okay, last one is this fun one. You've probably seen tons of samples of with this one kicking around online. It is a really fun, easy bundle. It's economical. Let me show you where to find it in the catalog. It's on page 78. Okay, this bundle's priced at only $47.50. Okay, so you get your stamp set and your punch, and super versatile. Again, so many things that you can do with this. You get your stamp set with some fun sentiments. This is mainly thank yous. Okay, and that does it for me because I need lots of thank yous. But then we have the coordinating punch. Now the punch is great on its own without the stamp set because you can make just 3D punch flowers, right? But having the stamp set just adds that much more detail to your punch shapes. Okay, so that is the bundle. And then I got lots of samples because, again, this was one that I had lots of fun playing with. So first of all, here's one that I did that uses all 5 of the ink colors again. So stamped all of the flowers in basic gray, colored them using my Stampin Blends, and then added a couple 3D ones that I popped up and added a little blingy bling too. I'm not sure if you can see the Wink of Stella in there. And then here we go. So this, again, does not use the stamp set, just uses the punch. Punch from both cardstock and DSP to make my cute little gingham flowers. There is that beautiful punch. So I only punched one end to get that finial finish and then embossed the strip. Okay, so lots of possibilities with that punch. Here's another one. So more gingham flowers, this time in the papaya. This is a swap card that I received. I'm actually going to open it up because it's a fun fold. So it goes like this. Okay. And then here is another fun fold, more tower cards. Did I mention I was a little bit addicted to these a couple years ago, or a couple weeks ago? I couldn't stop making them. So this one, I've stamped my images and then colored them again using the Stampin Blends. Okay, so lots of fun possibilities with this one. It's, again, really economical and a great one for beginner stampers or maybe people who don't yet have a die cutting machine, right? You can still get cute flower shapes using that punch. All right. Okay, I think we're almost there. All right, you guys. Now, before I go, I need to remind you, first of all, my special for until Friday. I don't know what I did with my sign. I did have a really pretty sign that I printed out, but I'll just tell you. If you place an order through my online store using this host code, order of any amount, you'll receive a double share of the new host exclusive designer series paper. So you'll get 24 sheets, 6x6 of that beautiful pattern party designer paper. Okay. Now also, if you have a really long wish list and you are putting it together and your order gets close to the $300 mark, which may seem really high, but it's not hard to do. Trust me. I just spent a ton of money today. You can actually qualify. Once your order reaches $300, you qualify for extra Stampin' Rewards. There's a host promotion, but it's not just for hosts. It's for any workshop type. So if your order hits $300, you get an extra $30 in Stampin' Rewards. So the regular Stampin' Rewards on a $300 is $30. $300 order is $30. But with this promotion, you get another $30. So you're doubling your Stampin' Reward. So with a $300 order, you're getting $60 in free product of your choice. That's a pretty sweet deal. Now, if you are deciding to go after that deal, then do not use this host code. I will still send you the DSP as a thank you, but don't use the host code because then you'll get your Stampin' Rewards, not me. You don't want to lose those Stampin' Rewards. They're for you. Okay. Now, the other thing, if you have a really, really long wish list, you need to think about signing up as a demonstrator and getting all of your items at a discount. Now, I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to sell stuff. I don't want to do workshops. I don't want to do videos. I don't want to do what you do. The cool thing about being a demonstrator is you don't have to. Okay, there's a whole lot of information on my blog about that. I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live next week that explains sort of the perks of being a demonstrator and how it all works if you are interested in more information. But right now, the starter kit, if you sign up to be a demonstrator in the month of May, includes $206 worth of product for $135, no shipping, and no tax in Ontario. Now, I'm not sure about other provinces, but here in Ontario, there's no HST charged. So that's an incredible deal. So if you are interested, you would like more information, reach out to me. I'd be happy to share with you, or check out my live video next week. I'm not sure yet what day because I have to check my school schedule, but I'm planning to do a live with some information on this amazing starter kit deal. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this little journey through the catalog. Like, I forgot to take a couple of my stickies out, but we got through it all. I didn't forget anything. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you are as excited about these beautiful products as I am. I have so many more coming. I cannot wait to get my boxes. Hoping they come before the weekend, but if not, I'll have to wait till next week. But thanks so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you next week back at my regular 5 o'clock time slot for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.